What is up guys, welcome back to a new video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's start off by sharing a fact that is known to everyone by now. It's that the COVID-19 has by now managed to infect a substantial amount of people around the globe, paving a way to a potential global pandemic. We know from many different sources that there are far more mortalities and infected in China. Different sources also state that funerariums and mortuariums can't keep up anymore with the bodies piling up. Hospitals can't keep up with infected, limited or non-working public transportation systems, limited medical supplies, thousands of health workers are infected and not able to work anymore. Also, many have died already. The Chinese government uses its authoritarian regime to suppress its people. The Chinese population lives in constant terror. More than 70 million have already been put in quarantine, if not even more. Just imagine what would happen or what the repercussions would be when this goes full-blown apocalyptic around the globe. Just imagine governments around the world try to maintain order. China is just a glimpse of the immense consequences of the COVID-19. Social disruption is imminent. Guys, by now I'm fairly certain that the virus is engineered in a highly advanced lab, funded by either the Chinese government or some of the most powerful elite. Call me a conspiracy theorist, I don't really care. These are my opinions, based on the effects of the virus and the total damage it is causing in China and around the globe. Not only the damage that it causes on the human body, but the damage and the creation of a paradigm shift in our societies and how we as humans live together. Having said that, let's see what the official fake count of today is in China and around the world. Yes, I've said it once again, these numbers are bogus. It's a facade, it's smoke and mirrors, guys, it's make-believe, alright? We see that there are approximately around 67,000 infected and a death toll has already risen to 1,500, with 8.4k supposedly recovered from the deadly virus. It seems like that the COVID-19 is a forgiving, not so deadly virus, more like the common flu, which is why so many are recovered and less have died. I mean, isn't that nice? Well, let's ask the Chinese government for some real transparency. Maybe Xi Jinping can tell us more about the factual death toll, and maybe he can demonstrate how easy one can recover from this so-called flu. Guys, this is all bullshit. Make-believe and done to prevent mass hysteria around the world. They keep it low-key so that they can combat this engineered virus on their own terms. But somehow I do believe that there is a vaccine out there in some rich cunt's lab, hidden from the world and waiting to unveil itself once enough people are infected and once enough people have died. Which also a global depopulation agenda, since people are born and made like rabbits. I mean, there are 7.5 billion people. The elite, the rich, inhumane scumbags feel threatened by this, and the fact that the resources on the planet are pretty much limited for everyone. The rich assholes are already in a minority and using almost all of the resources combined. Resources enough to sustain 3 billion people alone. So moving on, we see that the curvature of the infected has down spiraled a little bit in comparison to February the 13th. However, the death toll remains steady and it keeps heading up in a straightforward trajectory. It really feels like it is almost engineered. The infected will slowly or maybe rapidly, since the virus is mutating in a fast manner, will reach 80,000 very soon. Since I know that these numbers are astronomically low in comparison to the factual numbers, which ironically we don't really know because it is kept hidden by the Chinese corrupt overlord Xi Jinping, I tend to multiply these by 10 times. And I'm fairly certain that these are much more close to the factual numbers. Well, at least my research and my gut instincts tells me that. Moving down, we see that in Japan there are already 337 infected with 78 new cases as of today. Also, one has died and 9 are in critical condition. Since Singapore has a good relation with China, it has 67 people infected with 8 in critical condition. Also, a new development in Europe, more specific in France, it is now the first confirmed death case from the COVID-19 in Europe. It is regarding an 80-year-old Chinese tourist who was in critical condition for almost a week and died at a hospital in Paris. The man came from the center of the outbreak, Wuhan, and eventually passed away due to the COVID-19 complications. Having said that, I want to show you guys an article stating that the Chinese government was aware of the outbreak 18 days before the announcement of a full-blown epidemic and 21 days before a complete lockdown. Did the military know beforehand what was happening? Because this comes from a military Navy University of Engineering in Wuhan. This is scary news, guys, and if it is true, then all of the so-called conspiracy theories contain more truth than ever before, which means that there is a massive cover-up on a global scale, which means that the CCP, the Chinese corrupt authoritarian regime, did indeed engineer the virus, and it is willing to put humanity's future on the line. For what? What in the actual fuck would be the benefit of that? It is inhumane and beyond diabolical. Also, many different sources trace the origin of the virus to decades away, where Chinese spies tried to steal advanced bioresearch and virus samples from a Canadian government funded facility, which is one of the most advanced research facilities on the globe, containing some of the most deadly viruses on the planet. Did they somehow manage to steal some samples and manage to develop a bioweapon in the past decade? In my opinion, one cannot prove nor disapprove it. Time will tell. And again, I urge everyone to prepare for the worst. Stock up, make sure you and your family are safe, because at any moment shit could hit the fan where there would be no point of return. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on the topic. Peace out.